Kia ora, welcome to the Go-to-game show. Ko Fid Tuku Ingoa, ko Jack Haro, tēnei, and to translate that, I'm Fid McAwesome, this is Jack Haro, and we are joined every week by another guest, and this week we have the one and only Brox. How's it going, brother?
Hey, kia ora brothers, kia ora koutou, my name's Brox, and I'm a traditional Māori woodcarver on
Hey,
Twitch.
so every week we catch up. This is the excuse for me and Jack to catch up since we don't work in the same office anymore. It's literally the only time we get to spend any time with each other now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so awesome for you to join our chat this week, bro.
All good, brother. Happy to.
Yeah, and of course, if anyone doesn't know, this week in New Zealand is Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, which is New Zealand's celebration of Māori language, which Brox here has got the privilege of representing the language on the front page of Twitch at the moment as part of Twitch's Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori celebrations, which is awesome, but we'll get into that a little later on. Let's start things off. Haro, how's your week been?
It's been good. It's been really good. Yep. Some changes to the setup. I got a couple of new monitors actually, which is really cool.
A couple? You got 4, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got 4 sent out because I don't even know how this stuff happens sometimes. It's just really random. But I ended up with 4 new ones. So I've got one set up at the moment. I'm just trying to rework everything, but now I'm in that 1440p life, which is pretty crazy. The first time I've ever seen that is I went to Panda's house. I've been there like a lot, and he's always had like his main monitor that he plays on. It was 1440p, and I saw it, and I'm like, how does your game look so good? And then I realized it was just the monitor that he had, and I was like, oh my god.
Does having a 1440p monitor make much of a difference on a game like WoW, though?
Definitely. Yeah. 100%.
And you got 4 of them, eh?
Nah, only 2 of them. The other 2 are like 1920 by 1080, but still, even if I just got one, it's still wild, right?
Yeah. But I mean, you're only playing gameplay on one screen, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of that's kind of it. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, I just completely forgot that you have to change everything. Like all of my scenes in like when I'm streaming, they're all changed. Like now, like everything's smaller, and I don't know. It's a weird time, but yeah, it just looks heaps better. So yeah, very cool. That's pretty much it on a tech front, I guess. But GTA roleplay as normal.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy,
you
right?
finally jumped into GTA roleplay.
Yeah, just this week. Yep, just this week. Yep, it's brand new.
It's tempting, eh? It's tempting.
You gotta do it.
I have an idea for what I want to do. It would be like David Edinburgh, but I'm going to narrate like players walking down the road.
That could be.
That would be awesome. Because you can be you can like work for like Weasel News, work for the news, and when you like log on duty, you can like press one of the buttons and you pull a big camera out. So you could like, and then you can see through it and zoom in, and you got like the Weasel News thing that pops up. Like you could do some really funny stuff with that, even if it was like obviously just for like your own entertainment and the stream's entertainment. You could do some real funny stuff. Get some like non-copyright, cinematic kind of background music playing as you're doing it, and here we are. We have a man walking past. It would be hilarious. Do some really funny stuff. Let me sick, but yeah, that's it. Tony Hawk Pro Skater as well. Been playing a little bit. I got to play some more of that. I want to try and do a review. I'm not a very reviewer kind of bloke, but I really want to try and do one for this because Tony Hawk growing up, Tony Hawk now. It'd be really cool. So
it's actually funny you bring up Tony Hawk because literally that's literally been the only game I've played in the last week or so. But I actually but in saying that, I wanted to ask your opinion on this, Brox. Have you seen the Polynesian and Tamoko that are in the game?
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't like about the entire game. Eh? Like, when it comes to those kind of tattoos, you have to know where they come from and what they're for, not just get some on avatar because it looks cool.
Not just grab some graphic designer to draw up something that looks cool, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
put Activision on blast on Twitter, but I was like, nah, better not.
Well, see, that was a tough one for me, bro, because I did tweet Activision about it because I was pretty shocked when I saw it.
Yeah,
In my opinion, right, representation is awesome. Having
yeah,
representation in a game is awesome, but it is a right way of doing it and a wrong way of doing it. Like I love what
yeah,
2K did with Civ was amazing, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they worked with people in New Zealand to make sure that the representation was done correctly.
yeah.
But you remember a couple of years ago, Hado, we did that article when we put the H1 devs on blast.
H1Z1, yeah.
What's it called now? It's called, just someone was telling me
Oh,
it's
yeah.
called Z1.
I think so,
I
yeah.
think I've seen it's a costume, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's
something like
pretty
that.
bad
Yeah.
representation, bro. It's like a mask with a tamoko, and he's doing a really cheesy pukana, and it's
Yeah, I was
not
like,
good. What was really bad timing as well with that was there were skins for the guns, and this was like right after the Christchurch shootings.
oh,
That was
That
just
was
like
so
maybe
badly
something they'd
timed.
worked on for a while, and then obviously
Yeah.
that happened. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
just pretty horrible timing, and then the way they went about it was pretty bad as well. But yeah, the Activision thing, because I hadn't even seen it. Like
Yeah.
I've played a lot, but I haven't really unlocked a lot of stuff or gone through the customization bit. I've just been enjoying like the maps and
Yeah.
like reliving my
Yeah.
childhood. And then I saw you tweet about it, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Like in one mind, I was like, that's cool. It's in the game, like you know.
Yeah.
For someone that enjoys it. And then I saw the names and I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Well,
bruh, come on.
the main names are the biggest insult, right?
It's
It's
the-
like,
Yeah, I was like, wow, that
like
yeah,
big
I was
island and shit. I
'cause I
was
didn't-
like, oh my
yeah, I
god.
didn't find out till like the second day of playing Tony Hawk because I was the same as you, just playing
just getting in there,
the
getting the
levels all the
nostalgia
time.
feels.
Mm.
And then
100%.
you decided to customize my character and saw those, and then yeah, I got pretty mad.
Yeah.
And then the names were the ones that triggered me the most. Yeah.
Yeah, like Polyface. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they could have named him anything
Like,
else.
one job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said though, like I felt a bit funny about doing it because we have friends that work at most of these publishers, right? We've got friends that work at Activision.
Mm.
And I was like, well, look, am I going to say nothing because I have friends that work there? No. But I think what I did was I said something, and then I think I did a comment afterwards on my tweet, and it was like, look, I've got friends that work there. So this isn't putting them on blast, but it is definitely putting your company on blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would have been so easy to get right. Like you would
bro,
think. I've never built a game and I've
yeah,
never worked
like-
in a game development studio or company. But even just getting
asking somebody,
on
right?
Twitter, if you're a
Yeah.
game dev or just
Like,
everyone has a mate
It's
who's either from New Zealand or knows someone from there. It's not like it's this
Bro,
tiny thing when no one really knows about and no one knows how to get in contact with someone.
Yeah.
Like I can't
Bro,
imagine it would have been that hard to be like, hey,
well, half
can you
of
help
New
me one find a designer that can do it?
Yeah.
Knows what they're talking about, and two, what can we call it? What's the naming convention going to be like?
Yeah.
And then how to get approval for that.
It's,
yeah, it's
a
like they
simple
did
process.
it's like they done copy and paste of Google Images and we'll name it Big Polly and
Yeah.
all that. I was like,
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, obviously you've got I can't say it, but I'm gonna say Maori Week because I'm Australian.
yeah,
Marty.
yeah, it's okay.
Maori Week. But yeah, that's like obviously it like dropped like a couple of weeks ago, and then now you've got everything.
Well, that was
going
the
on this
funny
week
thing
and the
is-
lead up to it as well. Like it's almost like bad timing again.
Yeah. See, Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori is just 1 week as a part of Mahuru Māori, which is a bigger month.
Oh
so-
right, okay.
So having this literally drop during Mahuru Māori was almost a slap in the face. Like, I have no doubt that they had no idea that Mahuru Māori was a thing because
Yeah.
Mahuru Māori
Yeah.
wasn't a thing 5 years ago, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but
Well,
What about your
hopefully
week,
they
Frost?
address it or change the names or something.
yeah. How's your week
For
been?
me, I
Oscar?
would say I hope they remove it in like future updates.
Yeah.
That would be my thing with Activision. I hope they hear it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, my week's been pretty easy after last week. It was pretty crazy. Just been playing a whole lot of WoW and just chilling with my family.
Yeah.
What did
I feel
do?
like every
Other
week's
than
going to
that?
be pretty chill after last week, right?
Yeah, bro, I was nervous as like after she left and I turned the stream off, I took my jersey off and had this big sweat patch on my back.
So
that's how nervous I was.
for
Can I
those who don't
imagine?
know what we're referring to here,
Yeah.
I don't know what rock you've been living under, but Brox here had the privilege of having Fire Jacinda turn up at your house. Auntie
Yeah,
Jacinda.
it was,
So the Prime Minister of New Zealand literally turned up on Twitch at your place, and you guys had a bit of a kōrero out the back.
yeah, it was random though. Like the Monday last week, they rang up saying, "Oh, hi, we're looking for Brooks. We want to know if you can connect us to him, like to link up." And just went like Tony Stark on them, and I'm Brooks, and then, "Oh,
Yeah.
hello, how
Yeah.
are you?" And "Oh, the Prime Minister wants to meet you," and I was like, "Go on, no, she doesn't." And they're like, "Nah, she literally wants to meet you. Like,
Yeah.
no media, no nothing. She just wants to come and see you." And I was like,
I think that was the coolest part. We talked
That's
about it
so
on the
cool.
show last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what we said about how the interesting part of this was she didn't bring a posse of media with her. When she was there, she wasn't pushing policy or anything like that. Like I think
Yeah,
the only policy she mentioned was Matariki, and it sounded like somebody off camera prompted that, right?
yeah, pretty much. But bro, one thing that morning when she was coming over, because security had to come over and check,
As they do.
and I was like, "Fuck!" Because I was staring at their Glocks,
Yeah.
and I was carving away, and then one of them was looking at me. I went, "Do you want to come and have a carve?" And yeah, he had a jam on the
Yeah,
wood.
I saw that. I
And
was
the
watching
chisels,
when. Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, what do you do, Sim?" "Oh, I'm head of security, Sim." "Oh, I got the head of security having a carve at my house."
That's just crazy. That's
It must
so
have been a
awesome.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard, but he had a pretty good mustache too. I will say it was like thick as.
That's
like an old
mad.
school
That's the
police
one
officer
thing
moustache, bro.
Yeah, it's like, bro, he looked like one of those ones of an old CSI movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like everyone else is like pretty chill, clean shaven.
Yeah.
And then you get
Yeah.
the head dude that walks in with like this big, thick mo that's like just real gangster walking through. No
Yeah.
one messes with him. That's cool though. So it's like that. When did that? Was that Tuesday? Or was that a Wednesday? Because it was Tuesday, was it?
Wednesday.
Oh, it was Wednesday, right?
she
Okay.
came out, yeah.
So they just called you like,
Yeah,
and then
like the
2
head
days
office
later.
just random.
That's
Yeah, then she
crazy.
turned up.
Yeah, right.
And,
Because when I was watching, it seemed like she'd obviously it wasn't more of like someone from her office or someone who looks after her media goes, oh,
Yeah.
come and see this bloke. He does this thing with heaps of viewers. Talk to him about some random stuff. Like she knew what she was there for. She knew you. She knew important things about you and what connects you to your stream and your community. Like it's almost like she was just one of your mates coming around.
Yeah.
Like me going to
felt.
Panda's house and
Yeah.
knowing the stuff that gets his stream going, gets his
Yeah,
stream rolled
pretty
up, and
much.
I bring up funny stuff like that I know that he probably is not going to bring up himself, but if someone else brings it up, the stream goes, yeah, get him, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's the bit
how
that
she
blew my
was.
mind.
Yeah.
And that's not
Like, she
stuff that
pretty
like
much,
that's not stuff that she can just be told to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
because she said, I've been watching for a while. I don't have an account, but yeah, just watch
Been
just
lurking.
like normally.
Bro,
I
that
was
is
like, oh,
so cool.
shame.
Imagine her up there trying to write some policies and she's just on one of her monitors. It's got Brox up there just chilling.
Yeah.
Just hold on. He's got a donation.
Hang on.
Yeah.
That's
But
so
yeah,
cool.
she's,
Imagine that one day you're sitting there on stream and the donation prompt comes up, Auntie Jacinda.
Yeah. Hey man, just check it
I'll
in.
probably
Hope you're
lose
alright.
it,
Yeah.
That's so cool. But yeah,
But,
she was getting you to do
yeah,
the hair
pretty
flick and
much,
everything.
The
'cause
look on your face when
that-
she brought that up was golden, bro.
Because the one day I was like, nah, I don't need to brush my hair. She's not turning up. And then she turned up and the one day I don't clean it and get it ready and it looks rubbish.
It's always
She's
the way.
like, oh, it looks amazing. You're lying, auntie.
I should have seen it yesterday, Arnie. Should have seen it yesterday.
What was the reaction of the whānau when you told them that Jacinda was coming?
My partner, she thought I was lying through my teeth, and
Yeah.
pretty much when she stepped out of the van, she fanboyed just as much as I did.
Yeah.
But my daughter was looking at her too. She's quite shy, and then she got used to after the whole Twitch stream, and then just said goodbye as she left, and it was all good.
That's
It's like
awesome.
one of the aunties. Yeah.
That's
I
really
mean,
cool.
that's what I think is so amazing about her as a leader is she's not trying to be something that. I mean, of course, there's always going to be a
Yeah,
PR, always going to be some PR spin and stuff for the politician, but she
yeah,
comes across way more genuine than a hell of a lot of other leaders,
yeah.
especially
I
especially the leader we're under over here in Australia.
Can't
So,
imagine.
Not to get too
when I
political.
one video when I uploaded the video to YouTube, there was this one comment that stood out. They're going, "Oh, the only human standing amongst the lizard people of the world." I was like, "Wow."
That's funny. That's true. That's true. All the lizard people. That's another story for another time. Holy
Yeah. So anyway, just we want to learn a bit more about you, Brox. So how long have you been okay, not how long, we'll start from the beginning. When did you get into streaming and what got you into it, bro?
So way before I started carving on stream, I think it was last year, but I
Yeah.
had my Twitch account for a few years now, just watching my cousin, who actually got me into streaming.
Oh wow,
His
who's your
name's
cousin?
Squared in HD. His
Oh
name's
yeah?
Squared in HD, and it was a drunk stream. He was just having fun, and every time
Yeah.
someone followed, he'd do the Chewbacca sounds, and everyone's just having a good time.
Yeah.
And they kind of made me want to try, but
Yeah.
I didn't have the best internet at the time. Well, I mean, I still don't with our modem we have.
Yeah.
But I'm the same. I started streaming Fortnite, trash as at it, in Kingdom Hearts, and then stopped for a little bit. And a few of my mates that I've started to know through Twitch suggested to show my carving because they knew I was doing it, and I did. Had my first carving stream, which was pixelated as can be, and it was three
You
people in the
started off
chat.
just doing it from your phone, right?
Yeah, there's three people in the chat, two bots, and one of the bros. And I got shy and turned it off. Yeah, it was another TTV viewer, and someone else. Yeah, I can't remember the names.
Yeah.
And then I tried that new setup with the two strings and the two nails, and seemed to be holding quite good because I was quite far away this time, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't pixelate as much.
Yeah.
And that opportunity for that showcase came around. I actually just filled out the form for a laugh because I didn't think I'd get it.
Yep.
And pretty much the next day they said, "Oh, you're in," and I was like, "Ah, fuck." Yeah, I was nervous as I didn't
Was
know
that
what
for
to
was
do.
that for the Twitch grassroots program? Is that what that was for, or?
It was the art showcase one. I think that was it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, what am I gonna do? I don't even have good equipment," and I just did what I did. Just went for it, and then
But I think that's what makes you so you, bro, is you're not trying to hide anything, bro. You're just you. Doing what you can with what you got.
yeah, pretty much. And then that second day when someone clipped what I said, that damn clip, bro. I hate seeing it.
Yeah.
It went viral, and then the next stream on the Wednesday, there were over 8,000 people in the chat, and
It's
I
been up and up
didn't know
since
what
then.
to say. I was like, yeah, it's calmed down now, which is nice. Like, I can't talk very well when the chat's going fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
what was that meteoric rise like? Because I mean, like you said, you went from 3 to 8,000 plus. You know, what was that like for you? Like when you started seeing all these numbers and your chat just going nuts
Yeah.
that first time. What was that like, bro?
Bro, I was like, yeah, just the same with what happened to Jacinda. I was like freaking out inside, but trying to stay composed on the outside.
Yeah.
Like I'll carve away and then step off camera and go, fuck, what's happening?
Surely
trying to
you would have
check.
had a moment though where you were just like, holy shit, I'm doing it.
Yeah, It was, oh no, actually, I was like, I'm still not over it. Like
Yeah,
the amount of people that come to watch. But yeah, I'm comfortable with talking to everyone now
yeah.
as opposed to when I started. Yeah.
No, that's
That's
awesome, bro.
awesome. That's really
Hey,
cool.
so of course this week is Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, and Twitch for the first time is celebrating this.
Yeah, yeah.
To you, how important is this to you? Like, even if
I
you were
think
involved or not, yeah,
to me, I think yeah, it's cool. It's good that Twitch is acknowledging like people and celebrating their languages, whether it be doesn't just have to be Maori, it can be anyone.
yeah.
But for us in particular, it's good to see, and it'll encourage more like Maori Twitch streamers to give it a go,
Yep,
even with our language as well. That was the
Mm.
main one for me,
yeah.
just showcasing. Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, I've gone on record as saying that I think you personally have done more for Te Ao Māori than even any of the big broadcasters in New Zealand. Like, I'm talking TVNZ and TV3. Like, you're reaching people, bro. So
yeah. I think that's the one thing I've done is turned a lot of people away, like in terms of interviews and whatnot.
yeah,
Because I only do it with people I trust.
yeah,
Like, because I only said yes to the bro because that's pandas, bro. So I was like, yeah, let's go.
yeah.
Easy.
You knew it was going to be
Yeah.
casual.
We appreciate that.
Totally
Not
appreciate
this
it.
wear a tie and
Yeah.
leave your gumboots at home.
But I guess that's the thing too. That's kind of why it's like, even with me with reaching out, it's like I don't want to seem like we're reaching out, I guess, the way traditional media would. They're like,
Yeah.
who's the top
Yeah.
person? Let's reach out to them so we get the clicks. You
Yeah.
know, like
And
we've
one
had
thing that's
so many people on the
one
show,
thing
and we just wanted you on because one, you just seem like a really good dude. You've got a really interesting stream, and you're just one of the bros, you know?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
That's how I
exactly.
like to be called. This is
Yeah.
one of the best.
Yeah.
Yep.
But with me, when it comes to like talking, it all starts off with a hello. A lot of people that have wanted to be interviewed or that have wanted to interview me and say, "We want you on our podcast stream or interview. Can you do this date?" And I was like, I just reply with a hello would have been nice and move it to the bin.
So what? You're not even getting a hello.
No, no. It was
That
like,
is,
like
it
That's
amazes
wild.
me.
Monday.
That,
Almost like they almost
Yeah,
just send you a schedule and say, hey, not even hey, like, join this if you
pick a
can.
date.
yeah, pretty much.
That's
Yeah.
And I
wild.
was like, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm busy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pretty
So
crazy.
I personally was stoked when Twitch announced that they were doing this because my wife actually works in uh, with Te Mangai Paho in New Zealand, so she does a lot of work with promoting Te Reo Māori in digital.
oh,
Um,
nice.
so when we saw this, like, she instantly jumped up and down and was like, "This is awesome! Twitch is getting on board." Like, Twitch is the first platform to really get involved. Like, Facebook's never gotten involved, YouTube's never gotten involved. You know,
And
um,
that's what I was surprised at when they announced it. I was like, oh, yeah, let's go.
yeah, exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is going to be an awesome opportunity for, like you said, for Māori to take advantage of this. But I'm really hoping we also see Twitch ANZ go, now how can we highlight Indigenous Australians as well?
Yeah, that would be
Because
another one that I would love to see too.
I
Yeah,
mean, like, we with any work we do with brands and stuff, we always try and make sure we've got a really diverse list of influencers that we're working with. So
yeah,
we've got good representation of male, female, or any other gender that someone wants to or somebody associates himself with.
yeah,
Different races. Like, we've always got Māori, we've always got Pākehā, we've always got, whoever.
yeah,
And we always struggle to find Indigenous Australians to get on board for Twitch streaming. And I don't know if it's because there's just not a lot of them out there that are into it, whether there's issues with where they are being connected,
yeah,
or even if it's just that they just don't feel welcome. I don't know.
yeah. It'll be the
And
first thing
there's
would
a
have to be reaching out to them.
Yeah, but the thing is, I do know there's a lot of undercover Indigenous streamers, so I've started coming across those that they're sort of not out and out as saying that they're Indigenous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a shame because I think coming from New Zealand, like Māori are proud to be Māori,
Yeah.
so it's part of who you are. Whereas it seems over here,
So they try and hide it, eh?
yeah. But yeah, so I'd love to see more Indigenous getting involved. 100%. Well,
one thing I'll share too with this Māori language week, how you could suggest the streamer. I was going to put Panda's information in there because he's half Māori too. I was going to put him in, see what will happen.
Oh, that would have been
But,
hilarious. He's part Tongan as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. We
Yeah.
chucked him in there. He would never put himself in there, though.
Oh, 100% he wouldn't have. That would have been golden, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Would have been good.
All right. Now we're going to jump into some news. What do you got for us, Jack?
Well, I thought one we could talk about. What's what Brox was thinking about as well with the. Did you see the new mid-roll ads? The Twitch brought out.
Oh yeah.
To the viewers.
Not a fan, eh? Not a fan.
Not really a news thing, but it is kind of a news thing. But yeah, that's
totally
getting a lot of looks from a lot of a lot of streamers and a lot of the big streamers as well. Like Asmongold got involved, Tim the Tapman, like XQC, like, and they're all pretty much saying that it's not a good look. And
I tell you what a week to be doing it though. Like literally the same day they announced these mid-roll ads was the same day that Facebook announced that all of their partner streamers can now use music.
Yeah.
The one thing that Twitch streamers have been wanting, Facebook have just gone, hey, yo, we went and paid for the rights to this music so you can use it now.
Come over here.
Yeah. I mean, Facebook's got to be looking appealing to a lot of Twitch streamers right now. Just because they've announced the music, they've announced that I think it's all bits or whatever, sparks or donations. Now 100% of that goes to creators.
Really?
Oh wow!
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, they're not taking a cut of it anymore. They announced that recently. There's all these little things that they're doing that is just making it look a lot more appealing for a streamer to go, maybe Facebook is an option. I still think Twitch is an amazing platform, but they've just got some things that they've got to get right at the moment.
Yeah.
True. Well, even when the DMCA laws came in, that was really hard at first, but thankfully, one of my favorite bands, my partner knew them and they gave me the okay from the label and the band to play their music, so it's not too bad at the moment.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, what band's that, bro?
Lab. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Give them a shout out. Did they say, was that just specifically for you, or is that like a whole...
Yeah, just for me. Because
that's awesome.
That's still big cool, fanboy of theirs, and one of the guitarists actually fanboyed over me, and I was like, "Oh, I fanboy your guys' band." Okay,
that's awesome.
That's really cool.
I know Panda's done a bit of that as well, reaching out directly to bands. So and I mean, it's all good for people that are partnered and that have a following and stuff like that. They've got a bit more influence to be able to do that. But I feel for the partners and Twitch streamers that aren't at that level yet,
it'd be hard.
Definitely.
Because, like, I've been streaming for a while, but I don't have, any bloody special check mark on Twitter to be tweeting out these bands that I want to be able to play their music. And if they don't sort of catch on board and then say, yeah, everyone can listen to it, then, I didn't really think it was going to be that big of a problem. I'm like, nah, it's all right. There's, like, cool copyright-free music, that sort of stuff. But once you've listened to the same 10 songs and you stream for 4 or 5 hours, you're like, what do I do now? Like...
You only listen to lo-fi so long.
Yeah. Like, I love it, but, man, I just want to play some Deadmau5 on my stream, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to some Deadmau5. That's all I want to do. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he feels about Twitch these days. The next thing was looking at AMD's new GPU, because we know NVIDIA just released their 30 series.
Yeah, they've got the big boys coming out.
3070, 3080, and the 3090, which are monstrous.
I think I've seen that. Nick really wants one, eh?
Yeah. Nick is all about it. He loves it. But AMD just revealed theirs called the Big Navi. Not really too sure where the name came from or whatever, but something they did really cool is there's no real details on it. There is a picture of it, 3 fans, Radeon on the side. I don't know, you kind of can't really tell, but if you look at the fans, like you can tell it's a monster of a card. But what they did is they had it built in Fortnite in a creative island, and you can put the code in and go to the island and fly around the card and look at it.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
that's
is
pretty cool.
Really cool. So I just
I'm just having a look at it now.
Yeah.
Oh damn, that is a big card.
But it just looks cool. Like, and then they've like built it in Fortnite, just floating above the ocean with some islands around it, and it looks awesome. Like it's built so well.
That's amazing.
It's
Look,
crazy.
They've even got the serial numbers and stuff on the bottom.
Yeah, they've got everything. It's pretty mental.
That's some clever marketing. That would have cost them a fair bit of coin, I reckon.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was really cool. That I haven't you've seen like the Fortnite do the music shows and stuff like that. And then obviously Fortnite themselves have done cool marketing with removing like buildings from the game and putting them in real life. But I've never really seen like a tech company do something like this with Fortnite. And I think it's a really, really, really smart idea. Because Fortnite's still massive, right?
Oh, it's definitely, it's not seeing the same numbers as it was seeing a year ago, but I mean, it's
but
not
even
going
me
away.
now, I'm like, I kind of want to download Fortnite again and check it out, just for myself, even for a little bit, you know.
It's funny you say that. I'm like that literally every time that they do a new campaign or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the moment they announced Marvel, I was like, oh, do I want to download Fortnite?
Might be time.
Do I want to get back involved? The other one that got me back was when they did the collab with Jordan brand.
Yeah, you love your bloody Jordans, don't you?
Yeah, so you could get some AJ1s or whatever as your shoes and stuff as part of your skin, which was sick.
Yeah, well, there you go. But yeah, I just thought that was cool because again, I'm super interested in the whole, what Nvidia brings, what AMD brings. It's just bringing the whole market up. And I was kind of interested in what it was going to look like compared as well. And then they just chucked that Fortnite spin in there. I thought that was really, really cool. Next news bit, though, which is really cool. So in about 17 hours now, 16 hours, 40 minutes, the PS5 showcase is going live.
Oh.
So we get to find out, hopefully, everything that everyone wanted to know.
We've got to get pricing and release date at a minimum, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so, it's going to be interesting to see if they
6 a.m. tomorrow for us. It should be 8 a.m. for you, Rob.
8 a.m. New Zealand, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see if they do the same here as what they're doing in the States with the pre-orders through Sony.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen this, Brock, but in the States you can pre-order the PS5 through Sony themselves. So they've just completely gone around retail and gone, give us all the money.
I didn't even know that. That's interesting, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really interested to see if they're going to do anything to combat the Xbox Series S as well. Because, I mean, like, that price point of that is so good for your average family, right? And at this stage, they've got the PS5 with disc and the PS5 download only, digital only one. But I don't, because they're both the same spec, so I don't imagine the price difference between the two is going to be much different. Like, save a couple of $100. But that's still not going to bring it down to the same as the Series S.
Nah.
How much is the Series S?
$500 in Australia. I think it's $550 in New Zealand.
That is pretty good.
As opposed to $700 to $800 for the X.
Yeah.
And if you're raising a young family, and you're wanting to get into the next gen, that's a really good price, especially with like Xbox Game Pass on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and PlayStation just doesn't have that. Like, what PlayStation does have, though, is some amazing first-party titles. And I imagine that's what we're going to see a lot more of on the showcase as well.
Like Spider-Man, and I'm actually super hyped for the new Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, bro.
Same. I've been a fan of it since a long time.
Knack 3?
I was hoping...
What was that?
Knack 3? We're going to get Knack 3? It's been a meme for a few years. That when's the new neck game coming out?
Oh, okay. I was like, is he? I don't remember.
No, I don't think it will
Yeah, I
be.
don't know. I was like, I haven't heard about it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
that'll be tomorrow morning, which is really cool. So I guess we'll find out all the information that we need to know. I guess.
yeah,
Or we might
Yes.
find out nothing. Who
yeah.
knows?
I really want to see more of Spider-Man, bro.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that one. I want to play as Miles.
Oh yeah.
He's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. Actually, in saying that, Brox, before we jump to the next story, I know you're a bit of a Marvel head yourself, right?
Yeah.
And it amazed me the other day, like you tweeted about the Māori character, very little known. He's now your AVI, right?
Yeah, so Kiwi Black's his name. Interesting name, I must say, but yeah.
Yeah, so I
He's
remember tripping out when I first came across him as well.
because I seen him and I was like, what the hell? But
Yeah.
apparently the inspiration for him came from like the gang members here. Like he's got a patch on,
Of course
like
it was.
leathers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
do
the
you also
offspring
then
of a demon man, but yeah, okay.
but you then tweeted about another Māori character as well that I'd never heard of.
Did I?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was another Māori Marvel character. It might have been a DC one.
Jeez, I can't remember. Yeah.
I'll have to look that one up. But yeah,
Yeah.
I tripped out when I saw that. Yeah, there was a.
Oh, was it a comic? I think
Yeah.
someone else shared. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I'm remembering now, and he carved out Fiordland.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, no, I think it was someone else. Yeah, it's their own rendition of Māori superhero.
Yeah. I'd love to see more representation in comics myself. Like, you imagine Taika getting hold of Kiwi and giving him a reboot, the proper way, though. Doing it properly.
Yeah, as long as he does voice it, I guess.
Oh, he's already got a solid character on there. I love Korg.
A big, muscly Korg sounding guy.
Bro, tell me, do you get the same thing as like after that movie came out? The amount of people that would say to me, "Hey, Fid, do you know how to do a Korg impersonation?" For fuck's sake.
All the time, even in town. So one of the viewers, they're quite young.
Yeah.
They're like, "Look, Dad, there's Korg." I was like, "You would."
I saw that a lot, like when I was watching this.
Yeah.
I do see that quite a lot. Pretty funny.
Piss off ghost.
You had a photo with the kid, and you voiced Korg, Kevin. Yeah, it was me.
Just claim it. Just start claiming it.
Yeah.
Who cares? But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was me. It was 100%.
All right, and next up, normally this time of year, Jack and I would be stressing out because normally we'd be getting ready to be running around the Melbourne Convention Centre with PAX.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sad about that. I'm like legitimately like heartbroken that PAX is not on. Like I understand why, but it's like my favorite weekend of the year. It's so good.
Exactly right. This time of year, Brox, is Jack and I are usually flat out. This is our busiest month of the year. Usually, we're usually getting ready for Armageddon, Auckland, plus PAX, and plus normally there's like some years we've also done Comic-Con and stuff around about the same time.
Supernova and stuff as well. Yeah,
Supernova, yeah.
MEO would have just happened as well.
MEO, yeah. Oh, see, heartbreaking.
Yeah,
but Jack, have you been like okay? So before we jump into that, was this year everything's online. PAX, I think it's PAX, PAX Australia, EGX in Europe, and one of the American PAX events collaborating to do PAX online.
Yep.
Have you watched anything yet?
I've jumped in and had a look at a few things, but not live. Like I've just seen people tweet about it, like, "Oh, this is what I talked about. This was cool." So then I've gone back through and had a look. Especially the Audio Technica one where they talked about it was just Matt from Audio Technica and a few others going through like tech stuff for audio for streaming, how to get the best quality out, stuff like that. Yeah, absolute legend. So I went back and watched that. I was like, it's just to support them for one, and just to see what they said and blah blah. Maybe I'll get some tips for my own stream or whatever. But yeah, I haven't really, honestly, been too on it.
I have to be honest with you, bro. The only reason I haven't been watching them is because it just breaks my heart that I'm watching it online and I'm not at the event.
Yeah, I've been jumping in a little bit
Yeah,
here
well,
and there, but I haven't like gone in and looked at the schedule or anything and like booked some stuff in to make sure I
Yeah.
watch it. But
yeah,
yeah, I should do that.
yeah.
I should make time to do that. I just
PAX,
yeah.
yeah. PAX
Yeah,
is definitely something I want to go to. Yeah.
oh, 1 year will make it
Uh,
happen for you, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe next year or the year after.
But this is the
That
thing,
was
Brox,
probably.
is usually every year we bring over a heap of Kiwis for it.
Mm.
Oh,
We bring over a few
like
streamers from
I've
yeah.
never travelled at all, and that's the first thing I want to go to is a PAX,
Oh,
Hell
bro.
even
yeah.
if it's just in Melbourne.
Well,
Yeah.
stay in touch after this, bro. We'll see what we can do in the
Oh, okay.
future. Have you been watching any of the streams though?
For PAX?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen anything. I actually don't know where to look.
Oh, it's
I was
all,
just, oh,
I think it's just like PAX 1, PAX 2, and PAX 3 of their accounts. I think on Twitch.
Yeah.
oh,
Just
okay.
go to PAX Oz, the Twitter.
Yeah.
Just give that a
Oh,
follow
sweet.
or just check it out there. All the details in their pins thing. They've got like the
Cool.
virtual. You can like look at a virtual show floor.
Yeah.
You
I
got
think that's on Steam, isn't
there's
it?
a Discord as well. Yeah, like you can click around. So they've got the show floor. You can click around and look at everything. So yeah, you still got like Melbourne
digital experience.
International Games Week. Yeah, like there's just so much stuff in here. There's just stuff from like Seagate and Nintendo and Astro and everything. Yeah, you just click on it, explore the booth, and they've got like sort of the stuff they would normally have on their booth. I've got like a video as well, and then all the stuff they want to show off. So yeah,
Everything.
it's actually really cool.
We've got everything from PAX except for all my friends.
Yep. That's pretty much it. We've got a merch section as well.
Yeah.
The Red Bull section. Go and check that out.
Are you going to be?
Check the
Are you
Red
going to be
Bull out.
checking out Armageddon
up.
all over this year?
I'm normally a monster guy, but I got some Red Bulls for today for you.
Nice. Armageddon. I'm not sure. Like I don't really want to be anywhere right now with Corona, like amongst large gatherings, just because my baby and the one that's coming now. Yeah.
Yep. 100%. That's the same. I feel I'm the same as well. And obviously,
I'd love to, but
we've all got kids, so
don't really want to.
Yeah, so it's like at the moment, like I would kill to go back home to New Zealand. Normally every year I get to go home around about October for work, and then Christmas time, get to go back. But this year's, I haven't been back home since January. We flew back for work. Missed out on my son's 18th birthday because I couldn't go home, and it looks like we're going to miss out on Christmas with him as well. So it's a rough year, man. It's a really rough year.
Yeah, definitely. That's what my family's been saying about me too. It's been a shit year for you, but it's been a good year for you too.
Right.
I was like, oh.
I mean, look, take
the positives when you can get them this year. That's for sure.
I was going to say that, bro. It's one of these years where you have to take your wins and go, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could all be sitting back and having a cry about everything, but the world is fucked in some respects, but it's getting better in some respects as well. So
yeah,
100%. Is that us for the news, Jack?
I think it is. Yeah. Wasn't too
right.
much crazy stuff. I was I don't know. I just wanted to hear more about Brox, to be honest. So I left the news bit a bit short, a bit small this week, but.
But we can find out a bit more about Brox with the answers to our tweet we sent out earlier.
Yep.
Do we have any questions for Brox from the public?
We got a couple. We did get a couple. I put it out yesterday. I got to try and get a lot earlier with these. I thought some days I do it in the morning. I'm like, I'll do it yesterday. Hoping we'll get some in there. We got a couple though. We got a mainly about your hair and your beard though, to be honest. Not even about the bloody carvings. Come on. What's going on? But what can you... I want to know, like, what can you tell us about the carvings? I know you've probably explained it on stream a few times, but just for those that don't know, like, the carvings, do you do them as commissions? Are they just for family and friends? How do you come up with the designs, the ideas, those types of things? Like, I don't know, I've never done carving besides like a little bit of woodwork at school, but it's definitely not the same. It was like, machine tools and on the lathe and all that sort of stuff, metalwork and stuff like that. So, like, obviously your carving is completely different. So yeah.
So just a bit about carving. So it's not your typical art form. So it's been handed down through our generations by our elders who were the first carvers of our people. And that's why I try and explain to everyone that it's not just a simple art form to do. And it was a form of storytelling for our people because we didn't have a written language. It was all orally passed down, like face to face through song and dance, like through the haka and through carving as well. And that's something I really take pride in as our culture, but most of all this art form in particular. And why I do it on Twitch is just to share with all our like people that are scattered around the world, living new lives, and just showcasing it to people that might want to know about it. And so the reason why this art form is real sacred too is because we only carve our ancestors. We don't carve anyone that's alive.
Yeah.
If anyone asks for a carving of themselves, I'd be like, "You're in a hurry. Don't do that." Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But
That's something I didn't know.
Yeah. See, tapu is an interesting subject as well. Like the things that are considered tapu and aren't considered tapu. So tapu, Jack, is like things that are sacred that you do or don't do, right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So that's why in a traditional setup, women can't carve because we carve people that have passed on and they bring life into the world. They bear the children of the next generation. Yeah, so we don't really like to mix the two.
Yeah.
But we're in a modern society
I was
now.
going to say, is that still a thing today, or is that sort of changing a little bit? And there are, young
So
girls that maybe want to get into that, and is that a like sort of a thing that's becoming more allowed and acceptable, or?
it's accepted today, but there's still like carving schools that stick to the traditional way.
Yep.
Like no females at all. But yeah, it's all good. So you can carve under the sacred banner or not. So you can have women around. Yeah, so that's why it's so big in tourism. So they considered not carving under the sacred banner for the enjoyment of all the tourists that come through, not just the male tourists, everyone.
Yep.
And yeah, they just put certain customs aside for particular pieces. So
That's
if
so
you're carving
awesome.
an ancestor,
That's really cool.
you'd put it aside. You
Yeah.
won't showcase it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of how I do it on Twitch, just so everyone can enjoy it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the progression about things like this? Like, I know personally, like my wife, she's very outspoken about the fact that look, there's tradition, but sometimes we have to mold the culture to fit modern time. What's your opinion on that?
Like for me, I'm big on tradition when it comes to carving, but at the same time, I understand.
Yeah.
Like we're moving on with the times. Sometimes there's a time and place for tradition, and then there's another time and place for everyone else to enjoy.
To give a good example, like my wife is one of these people that she very much is like, if women want to kōrero on the pai or talk in the marae, it should be okay now. And then but there's still a lot of people that are like, nope, tradition that says no.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to that instance, like Jack, this is like a pai is like a traditional welcoming. You like sit on chairs and welcome the oncoming tribe. Now, the reason why the men sit in the front, around, and behind the ladies is to protect them from priests from the opposing tribes trying to throw curses at them through chants and all that, just because they carry on the tribe. Yeah, for me, ladies shouldn't, just to look after them.
Yeah, and I think it is a personal opinion thing. I don't think there's a 100% right or wrong, in my opinion. So, and it also comes down to different iwi or tribe as well, have their own beliefs.
Yeah. That's why I really only just speak about my own tribes. I don't speak about any others that I'm not from.
That's cool. Very, very interesting. Like, I know it's probably like maybe not for you guys because it's just sort of something you've grown up with.
This is the thing, though.
From an
Jack,
outside perspective, it's really cool because even when I was growing up, I feel like my school that I grew up in was really good at bringing in traditional custodians of the lands, to talk about and show us the way the indigenous, lived and everything they did, the way they, their dances and their music and their art and their hunting and everything like that. So I feel like I had a really good upbringing, and we did a lot around NAIDOC week at the schools I went to, and that was like a whole week celebration. I don't know, maybe a week's not enough, and it should be more of a thing, but I feel like at least like the week's good, like a good start.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sort of the same thing, like learning about your traditions is sort of on par, and it's still equally as exciting and
I think
intriguing to learn about.
To touch on what you said, Jack, about how it's not as interesting for us, I think this is where it's important for us all to be sharing it, is because there are still Kiwis as well that, one, don't know, or two, don't want to know. And I think we need to be sharing that.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
even if those people don't want to know, we can be teaching their whānau or their family.
Yeah.
And,
well, even we had Tim on last week.
Yeah.
And he...
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Tim. Yeah. Tim provides, yeah.
Sweet.
So even last week we were discussing like, what we're discussing now, and he was sort of told me that it was sort of a thing that was trying, like, sort of pushed out, and now it's sort of becoming, sort of bringing it back and trying to celebrate it. And even that was like, I didn't have any idea, because even from a very young age, like year 2, year 1, kindergarten at school, that was like NAIDOC week was a thing back then. So, but I guess maybe even prior to that, Indigenous Australians may have suffered the same thing. So I think it's really cool that I'm hearing a lot more about it now.
Yeah, and I said this last week as well. It's like I always sort of see Australia as being like 40 years behind New Zealand when it comes to acknowledging and representing their Indigenous people. But I think there's strides being made here. And like what's happening in New Zealand is we're now at a stage in New Zealand where it's no longer fighting to be allowed to. That was once upon a time the fight was being allowed to speak te reo. Now you are allowed to. Now we've moved on to that next step, which is normalization of the use of te reo Māori. Even if it's just kupu, just casually being used, or having companies having it in their branding or whatever. And I'm going to give a massive plug here to a project that my wife's working on. She's working on an app called Okupu, which
yes, I've seen that on the news.
Which is literally an app which you can go in there, put in any phrase you want in English, and somebody, an actual person, and they've got a whole bunch of different dialects you can choose from.
That's really cool.
They will go out, they will translate it for you in text, but they'll also send you the audio of it as well, so you know how to say it properly. That's
awesome.
And it's super cheap. Like, it costs less than a couple of cups of coffee to get something translated. Super cheap. So if anyone's interested, it's on Google Play. Okupu.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I just had an idea for you, Brox, for some merch.
Yep.
All right. I don't know if it's, in a way, I don't want to say allowed, but like respectable. No, like respectable for your culture. But you know how you see like, all the FaZe clans and all that now, they've got like FaZe and they've got like some words, but it's in like Japanese down the back, and they've got like the picture and stuff. Like, would that be something that would be like, I don't even know what the word I'm trying to say, but like still respecting your culture and your traditions and your elders, but having like that kind of on like a merch? So like, you would have some sort of, text there, but then have that like translated into...
I think it's an awesome idea.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. I just thought about it then. Kind of like go with that hype beast kind of thing, Like, you see everyone doing like the stuff with Hypercarry and Fresh and all that. Like, I think it'd be sick.
I would cop some hype beast te reo merch.
Just an idea.
All right.
There we go. Brox, is your next hustle.
There we go. Look, the doc just dropped his new merch. And then we've got Brock's meta threads, some some cool hype beast stuff just with your language on it. I don't know. I just thought of that then, so thought it'd be cool.
Yeah, you get that one for free.
That'd be mad. Anyone? You got any designers watching? Get on it. Hook Brock's up. But yeah, I got a couple of questions here. Nothing too crazy. But one of them from Too Toasted wanted to know about your hair care routine. He said you seem strong with your hands, but soft with your locks. What's the secret? Have you got a secret?
Yeah, I'll share it. Okay. So
Oh.
usually when I wash my hair, I only use shampoo on my scalp. So you only ever use it there, and then you just wash the shampoo out, and it eventually goes through your hair and fully washing out all the
Ooh.
shampoo, and your conditioner should only go from halfway right down to the ends of your hair. And yeah, that's the secret.
That's how I lost all mine. I was shampooing and conditioning the whole thing.
When I moved over,
I fucked up.
moved over to Australia, Brox, I had longish hair, and working with Jack, I've lost half of it. So
yep, that's what happens. I'm sorry. The bald patches have gone across the desk. Gotcha. People, Rob Monday, Manic Monday, was wondering why you are so wholesome. Manic. Why you were so wholesome. There you go.
I don't know. It's not something I
Can we get a wholesome answer on why you're so wholesome?
Wait, what was that like? Like people, calling you the most wholesome streamer on Twitch, and the other one is Mighty Bob Ross.
Yeah, like I don't mind like the
That's
Mighty
fair.
Bob Ross.
That's a good one.
Yeah, the wholesome one. I'm like, nah. There's a lot of wholesome people out there. It's not like they're gonna jump out. And
there we go.
I'm wholesome.
The wholesome answer from the wholesome man.
The first time I saw you saw that clip, right, was actually when somebody tweeted it out along with who was it, the streamer that was going nuts at people not paying for subs?
Oh, I don't remember who that was, but
yeah, I don't know.
Some of those clips about don't talk in chat unless you're subbed and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just call her $5 girl. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, you got Brock's the first half of the clip, and then $5 girl at the second half, and they were like, this is this is how it should be, this is how it shouldn't be, whatever the text was. But
I think this is the thing, though, is I think you're a good reflection of average Kiwis as well, though, that people were going through the struggle of the pandemic at the time, and like there were lots of people losing their jobs back home, and people even just stressed out because they couldn't leave their house. So I think you're actually a really good reflection of people being like just rally around looking after each other.
Yeah, that was my main thing. Like everyone's sitting inside, and I thought I'd try and do something with the skills I had. Just sharing what I do, and like you said earlier, it's good access for our people that don't have the luxury of seeing our culture anymore because they live in other countries.
Yeah.
I mean, been good for me, even just for me. Like, obviously, I worked with FID for a long time, so I've got to, learn. I've been to New Zealand a couple of times now with Armageddon and stuff. And you come through the airport, and then you've got the carvings that you walk through and under. And the first time I saw that, I vlogged that whole thing. I was like, I'm hyped. I'm going to New Zealand. I'm going to vlog it. I want to do some cool stuff. And I've still got footage of me walking through that, and it's just such a powerful piece. And then now I see how it's done by hand, and then now knowing about, maybe what those pieces are, obviously from the ancestor. It's just really cool. So, yeah.
What always gets me coming into Auckland, flying back home, especially if I haven't been home for like a year or so, I always get a bit teary hearing the karanga as you're walking in. Feeling when you would have had it on your audio when you did that video, Jack. You can hear like the Māori sort of.
Oh, do they actually play it as you go through?
Yeah, they've got audio playing at the time, so you come in and there's a full-on karanga going on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. And like when you haven't been home for a long time, it's just awesome hearing. The other thing I love hearing, and this is so simple, is when you're flying into New Zealand. If you're flying on Air New Zealand, like you always get a kia ora walking in. It's just.
I'm home.
When you fly back to Australia, they say, "G'day, mate."
Yeah. No, you get off the plane and, I can't go that way. I'm back in Australia.
Yep. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But Prawler wants to know, can you guys touch beards at the next event? That's what Prawler wants to know. I don't know how you feel about beard touching, but
answer.
well, let's see how COVID
wear a
goes. Let's see how
mask,
COVID
wear a
goes, eh?
mask.
Wear a mask. True. Very, very true.
Somebody needs to invent a beard-friendly mask, by the way. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, so tuck it away. I hate it.
The other day I went shopping and I took off my beard and took off my mask, and my beard literally had a kink in it.
Yeah.
Man, I need like one that covers like all the way back to your back of your chin.
Yeah,
You need
like
one of those
here.
neck,
Yeah,
those,
I
just
know
those
what
big
you
ones you
mean.
pull up over your nose,
Yeah.
like the fishing
Well,
ones, go all the way down here.
That could be the go.
Yeah, maybe. See what happens. But yeah, that was it. I thought we were gonna have a few more questions, hopefully maybe about the carvings and stuff, but I think people are still just starstruck by the hair and the beard and the wholesomeness. They haven't calmed down. And they're not able to see past it yet. You know,
Yeah.
we'll get you back in a couple of months, and then maybe they'll probably still be talking about it, but maybe we can ask a few more questions about what's actually going on. You know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And hopefully next time as well, after COVID's all done, we can come over to New Zealand and hang out with you in person and have a kōrero.
Sounds good. I'm keen.
Get down,
yeah.
we'll do it. All right, so
Okay.
what are we looking forward to in the next week? Brox, what do you got coming up?
Nothing too exciting as I want to go fishing next week, hopefully. Yeah,
Nice.
There you go.
that's about it.
What about yourself, Hutto?
I keen to get back out on the bike. My new mountain bike. I'm keen to get back.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to ride it too much.
Yeah, I remember you
I went
getting
away.
that. Yeah.
I went away last weekend, so I feel my mates have got their bikes in the shop and they're getting new parts. So we haven't been all the boys haven't been able to get back together. It's just been like me and one other, or one other and another. Like we haven't all been able to get back in the same spot because like I was waiting for my bike. Someone got their new bike, then they sent that away to get new parts, and then someone else was waiting, and it's just been a big waiting game. So hopefully this weekend we're all back out on the trails sending it. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Nice.
Me, okay, literally my only thing I've got interesting coming up is I'm planning on jumping in the car and dropping the top and going for a drive out to visit Hutto.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
But literally, Jack and I haven't been in front of each other in person since March, so it'll be the first time we've actually seen each other in person.
Yep.
So I'm actually legit looking forward to just hanging out and having a chat and
have a good catch up. Yeah,
yeah,
and taking one of his old computer monitors with me.
I was gonna say, check out his new resolution.
Yeah. Look at it. You can see a few more pixels.
You know what? It's probably going to trip me out seeing how big your kids have got them, bro. Well, I see them online, but I think seeing them in person is going to trip me out.
Like, Atlas is like an actual human now. It's crazy. Talking and everything. He knows what's going on. Fox is talking now a little bit here too. He's running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He's a madman, that child.
It's going to freak you out, for sure.
Anyway, that's us for this week. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Brox, where can everybody find you online?
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me. It was fun.
No worries,
I just want to say thank you for thinking of me and jumping on you guys.
Anytime,
is
brother.
it a podcast or interview thingy?
It's a podcast. It's a show. It's
who knows?
Yeah.
We haven't figured it out yet.
But, thank you. But you can find me at twitch.tv/Brox_. And pretty much throughout social medias as well, the same name. Yeah, that's it.
It'll all be in the description. I'll put it in there.
And majority of the time, you'll find me in Panda's chat offline.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. And of course, you can catch Brox and a whole bunch of other amazing Māori content creators this week on the front page of Twitch. And once again, huge shout out to Twitch for doing this. Massive aroha for that. It's amazing that they're doing it. And you can catch us every week right here on the Go to Game show on YouTube and on Facebook. And you can find us online at goto.game. on Twitter, at goto.game on Instagram, and you can check out our personal social. You can get us or get me at Fid McAwesome on everything, and of course you can find Jack at Jack Hutto on everything as well. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, big thank you, Brox, for joining us, and that's us for another week.
Thank you.
Ka kite anō.
See you there. Ka kite, bros.